Never before has this much equipment or this much technology been used to try and crack this mystery. But if there's hidden treasure down below, I'm betting on Rick, Marty, and the team to find it.
What you're about to hear was never meant to leave Oak Island. During Season 13, something was discovered so disturbing that, according to insiders, parts of the footage were locked away before ever making it to television. This wasn't gold. It wasn't treasure. It was a warning. One insider claims the team uncovered evidence suggesting the Oak Island curse isn't a myth at all. Instead, it may be a system designed centuries ago to punish anyone who digs too deep. The most chilling part? Every major discovery on Oak Island has been followed by death, disaster, or disappearance. And Season 13 introduces a pattern that's becoming impossible to ignore. Ancient markers, unexplained flooding, a sealed underground structure historians believe was never meant to be opened, ever. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some believe Oak Island doesn't protect treasure. It protects something far worse. Subscribe now, because this story only gets darker. This is The Secret Chamber of the Deep. Just when everyone thought Oak Island couldn't become more mysterious, new insider leaks surfaced. Leaks that may change everything we thought we knew about the island's darkest secrets. From undisclosed discoveries to hidden conflicts behind the scenes, these details were never meant to go public. If these revelations are true, they could reshape the hunt for history and send shockwaves through the entire Oak Island community. Behind the scenes, whispers have turned into full-blown chaos. According to insiders, the crew stumbled upon something so unexpected it triggered sudden shutdowns, secret dig sites, and internal panic. At the center of it all is a mysterious find that could rewrite the Oak Island timeline forever. Season 13 may be the most dramatic chapter yet. What most people don't know is that this wasn't a blurry anomaly or a software glitch. The image that appeared was crystal clear. It wasn't loose debris, a rock, or a wooden barrier. It was a perfectly rectangular, man-made chamber. According to the leak, the chamber measures roughly 10 feet wide by 15 feet long and sits at a staggering depth of more than 140 feet underground. That's like burying a hidden room beneath a 14-story building. The engineering required to construct something like this centuries ago, without modern tools, is nothing short of astonishing. We're talking about hundreds of workers, years of secret labor, and a level of planning that defies everything historians thought possible. But here's the catch. The pressure at that depth exceeds 60 pounds per square inch, enough to crush a wooden structure in months, not allow it to survive for centuries. And yet, the chamber remains intact. For decades, attention was locked on the infamous Money Pit, a chaotic mess of collapsed tunnels, mud, and timber. In hindsight, it's almost cruelly ironic. While countless searchers went broke chasing a phantom in one location, this pristine structure sat just a stone's throw away, completely untouched. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. The sonar scans didn't show an empty room. According to the leak, at least 3 large, dense rectangular objects were detected resting on the chamber floor. Their density readings were off the charts, consistent with heavy chests, metal-filled, possibly gold, possibly silver, or something else entirely. Each object is estimated to be about 4 feet long and 2 feet wide, the classic size and shape of a legendary treasure chest. If this leak is real, the team isn't searching for scattered coins anymore. They're staring at a sealed vault that's been waiting for centuries. This discovery reportedly sent the production crew into a frenzy as they worked to keep the location secret until the season premiere. Heavy equipment has already begun moving into place for what insiders are calling the ultimate challenge, one tied to a forbidden empire. What coats the walls of this newly uncovered chamber may rewrite history itself. The sonar detected a thin metallic layer lining the entire interior. A mysterious sheet of metal believed to be the reason this chamber survived when everything else collapsed. It appears to have perfectly shielded the room from crushing pressure and corrosive seawater. In effect, this structure functions like a Faraday cage, engineered to resist time itself. Core samples taken from nearby soil revealed microscopic traces of the same unusual alloy, confirming it wasn't a sensor error. The metal is real. This isn't just a treasure vault. It's a perfectly preserved time capsule. And here's what most people don't realize. That metal lining doesn't just protect the chamber, it shatters the accepted Oak Island timeline. Because early testing of those metal traces returned results no one expected. The lining appears to be made from a lead-silver alloy. That may sound ordinary, but to historians, it's a 5-alarm emergency. This exact alloy, with its rare isotopic signature, was a hallmark of advanced Roman engineering. The Romans used it to line aqueducts, protect vital documents, reinforce defensive casings, and, most importantly, seal the tombs of elite officials and emperors so their remains would endure forever. It was incredibly expensive and extremely difficult to produce, requiring advanced smelting techniques that disappeared for centuries and weren't rediscovered in Europe until the late Middle Ages. This alloy represents immense wealth, power, and technological mastery. Suddenly, some of Oak Island's strangest discoveries take on a terrifying new meaning. The Roman pilum tip found in earlier seasons. The coin dated by specialists to the Roman Empire. At the time, skeptics dismissed them as random artifacts, lost items from collectors or remnants of later treasure hunters. But a massive underground chamber lined with verified Roman alloy changes everything. Those discoveries weren't accidents. They were signals. If this chamber is real, it points to a deliberate, highly organized operation on Oak Island, carried out by people with Roman-era technology more than 1,000 years before Columbus ever set sail. And that's when the real question emerges. What were they protecting? And why was it never meant to be opened? The implications are absolutely staggering. How could something like this even be possible? According to mainstream history, it shouldn't be. Every textbook insists that Romans, or anyone with comparable technology, never reached North America. And yet, the evidence keeps piling up. This wasn't a case of a few lost sailors drifting ashore by accident. What's being uncovered points to a massive, deliberate construction effort, something that would have required long-term planning, a large workforce, and highly advanced logistics. One theory currently circulating among insiders suggests a secretive group, possibly early predecessors of the Knights Templar, may have inherited Roman knowledge and preserved the lost brilliance of the empire long after its fall. And the true purpose of this enormous underground vault may be far darker than anyone imagined. The real shock lies in the chamber's location, now being referred to by some as the Templar trap. To understand why, you have to understand the Knights Templar themselves. They were unmatched in finance, logistics, and above all, deception. They protected their secrets through layered symbols, complex ciphers, and masterfully engineered misdirection. So what if the money pit was never the goal at all? What if it was the greatest distraction ever created? According to recent leaks, this Roman-style chamber isn't even located within the original money pit. Instead, it sits far away, positioned precisely on a hidden geometric point tied to the design of Nolan's cross. Not at the center, but at an outer marker, a location you would only investigate if you fully understood the concealed pattern. This revelation has ignited a bold new theory. The chamber may not be the final treasure vault. It could be a ceremonial entryway, a decoy, or even a sacred burial site. Suddenly, the elaborate flood tunnels and deadly traps make much more sense. If they weren't designed to protect ordinary gold, which can be replaced, but something sacred and irreplaceable. Consider this. The Templars were rumored to possess legendary Christian relics, including the Holy Grail and even the Ark of the Covenant. These aren't objects you would hide in a muddy hole. They would be safeguarded with reverence, sealed within a sanctified chamber built using the most advanced ancient knowledge available. This Roman-engineered vault fits that role perfectly. What lies inside may not be chests of coins at all, but sacred containers meant to protect artifacts of unimaginable historical and spiritual importance. In that case, the true treasure of Oak Island isn't wealth, it's knowledge. Relics capable of rewriting everything we think we know about history. This also connects directly to clues from Season 12, pointing toward the Knights of Malta, the successors of the Templars. With this newly discovered chamber, the entire puzzle finally begins to lock into place. The island itself isn't just a location, it's the mechanism. Nolan's cross is the key. And this chamber may only be the first tumbler that needs to fall before the real vault is revealed. The money pit, then, may have been a deliberate sacrifice, a collapsing decoy designed to lure treasure hunters into a deadly maze for centuries, while the true chamber remained untouched and perfectly preserved just a short distance away. The level of planning behind such a scheme is almost impossible to comprehend. It was set in motion hundreds of years ago, and only now is it beginning to surface. And the most astonishing part? It worked. For more than 2 centuries, searchers dug relentlessly in the wrong place. Lives were lost in the flood tunnels. Companies collapsed, chasing illusions in the mud. All the while, the lead-silver vault sat silently in the darkness, sealed, intact, and undisturbed. If this chamber is only a decoy, or the first step in a long-hidden sequence, then the real treasure may still be waiting. Right now, researchers around the world are racing to crack the code before excavation begins. Entering the chamber will be dangerous. It signals the endgame. But the team now has an advantage they've never had before. Crowdsourced history operating at full force. Here's something the show will never openly admit. The Fellowship isn't limited to the people you see on screen. For more than a decade, a massive unseen network has been working behind the scenes. The unofficial 8th member of the team is the fans themselves, and the theories they once shared, dismissed as wild speculation, are now starting to look eerily accurate. For every shovel of dirt moved on the island, thousands of digital investigators are working non-stop online. Reddit threads, message boards, and deep dive forums analyze every second of footage. These people aren't just watching the show, they're actively participating in the investigation. And surprisingly, many of these armchair experts are using tools that rival those available on the island. They're analyzing satellite imagery and laser scan data to spot geometric patterns invisible from ground level. They're overlaying ancient maps onto modern surveys with astonishing precision. They're digging through shipping records and Templar banking documents with an intensity that would make professional historians sweat. Remember the French line theory, linking Nolan's cross to distant landmarks across Europe? That didn't come from Rick or Marty. It was born during late-night debates among fans. And here's the real twist. The idea that the swamp concealed the true treasure spread through online communities long before the show committed to excavating it. These aren't passive viewers. They form a global intelligence network, collectively working to solve one of the greatest treasure mysteries on Earth. But here's the part no one expects. The real secret isn't what the fans are discovering. It's who's paying attention. A source close to production claims the show's research team actively monitors these communities. Let that sink in. The next major breakthrough you see in the War Room may have started as a late-night post from a history buff in Ohio, or a geometry expert halfway across the world in Australia. In fact, the leak about a Roman-style chamber has been quietly circulating in the deepest corners of fan forums for years. While the show presents the search as a clear, step-by-step mission led solely by the team, the reality is far more layered. It's a feedback loop. The team uncovers a clue. Fans take it apart, analyze it, and generate dozens of new theories. The strongest of those ideas then quietly make their way back into the research process, subtly influencing where the investigation goes next. The Fellowship may be doing the digging, but the blueprint is increasingly shaped by an unseen army. This hidden collaboration changes how every discovery is understood, past, present, and future. And it means that when the team finally breaks through that lead-silver barrier, the victory won't belong only to the people on Oak Island. It will belong to everyone who helped piece the puzzle together from afar. But here's the question that lingers. What if the treasure itself is just another decoy, hiding something far more dangerous beneath it? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay ahead of the mystery, subscribe to the TimeFold channel and don't forget to like the video.